And this is our final video, just showing some work that's been handed back in. On the handed in work, you can see private comments if the teacher has added
9
any.
no next heading.
So let's go
Mention
down
for
here.
100.1411 1 due tomorrow. Answer the questions in the attached
So this
quiz.
is the actual
Attack your
work.
attack button menu button hand in 2 private comments.
Now it says hand in here because I've handed it in originally once. It's been commented on and then been handed back in, returned to me rather. So I can hand it back in again if I make changes. So let's have a look at the comments here.
Comment posted by Kim Priest 1646.
So Kim complained here and said,
I couldn't do the questions on the quiz, so answered them on paper instead.
and I
Comment
replied
menu button. Comment posted by Sean Randall 1649.
a bit later and said,
That's okay. Well done.
so that's fine. Those comments are perfectly readable. So those are private comments on the assignment. What you can't see, though, is because Kim here has submitted an attachment.
No previous.
Let's have a
Google
look.
Apps button color. BPU.
Where have they gone?
Assignment options. Attachment. Google Forms. Attachment.
So that's the
attachment.
form she was
Google
supposed to
Forms.
fill in.
9 table blank quiz.
She couldn't do that.
Attachment. Image. Screenshot 2021
So that's
0120.
screenshot that she's added instead. She's uploaded a it's not a screenshot really. It could be a picture, so a photo of a piece of paper or whatever. And the problem you have as blind people, or we have, I should say, is that teachers can comment on these individual files as well. Okay, you can't read these comments, it would seem, on an iPhone or anything. They only show up on the computer as far as I can ascertain. And also, teachers can comment on specific parts of the file. So they can put boxes around certain bits of the picture, if you like, and then comment on them. And getting to these comments is a bit of a fiddly process. So if we open up this...
Untitled Google Chrome, incognito, screenshot 2000, displaying screenshot 2000.
It shows us the viewer. Obviously, if you can see the screen here, you'll see this is not actually a piece of handwritten work. It's just a screenshot from my computer. But let's imagine that the teacher has been given a piece of work, handwritten work, to look at and mark. Well, for accessibility purposes, it's best that she puts the comments on as private comments on the whole assignment. So the difference here is the comment we're looking for now is attached to this specific submission, this file, which forms part of the hand-in. So in theory, you could hand in all sorts of work. So, were you a blind student, you might hand in a copy of the Braille if you'd written it by hand, So it's not to say that you can't have more than one submission in an assignment. But the complicating factor is that the comments can be in one of two places. Either they're private comments on the assignment, which is fine. Those show up on both mobile and desktop. Or the comments are attached to the files. And to get to them, we have to do a bit of a few hoops. So
toolbar, Google account, Kim displaying screenshot to zoom in button. List.
Here we're looking
Mark
for the
has
more
resolved and
actions
had
button.
more options. Menu.
Oh, you can see that comment here.
Browse mode 1652 today. Sean Randall. 6 but menu button collapsed. Submenu more options. Very well done. Nice neat handwriting.
So that's lovely.
Reply or add others with combo box has auto.
So
Viewers of this file can see comments and suggestions.
On that, but
this button unavailable. Zip button unavailable. Reset zoom button zoom in. Sean Randall.
The comments appear at the top of the box of the screen. That's quite nice. If there are any, that's quite good. I didn't notice that before. I was looking at a very complicated way of viewing them, which involved going to the
more option toolbar, add a comment button, print button, download more actions menu button, collapse
menu, and then go to details and finding comments, which you don't have to do. It would appear they are just there. Look at that. That's magic. So that's handy. But again, you can't really see those on mobile. So be aware that there could be comments on the individual files that make up the hand-in. So if you're handing in 2 photographed pages of work, for example, the teacher may choose to comment on them individually by putting the comments on the files, or they may choose to comment on the assignment as a whole and putting on the private comments, which we saw in the first screen. The latter is obviously better for us as blind people, but I suppose there may come occasions where the teacher needs to comment on individual parts. So just so you're aware that that does happen. And I can't see, certainly with VoiceOver, any way of reading those individual comments on particular files or sections of files on the viewer, on the Classroom app on the iPhone.